We have a lot to be thankful for because she has done very, very well. I feel like God answered those prayers. I give Amy back to Him for whatever He wants to do with her life. I think He has special plans for her. There was an accident up ahead of us and traffic was stopped, and I was rounding a little curve on the expressway, so I couldn't see the traffic backed up, and I came right upon stopped traffic. Amy looked okay, although her eyes were closed, she was not moving. I grabbed her arm and shook her, and she didn't respond at all, so I knew right away it was very, very serious, and she was not breathing well. And that's when I realized it was a life or death situation at that time. Well, the first real key to me that she was hurt as critically as she was I was assigned a chaplain who stood by me. So I knew at that time it was extremely serious. And I just kept praying that Amy would be all right, that somehow she would pull through. And one day when I walked in the hospital room, she had not come out of her coma yet, but when I walked in the room, she said, "Hi, Mom." And it was the most precious words I'd ever heard in my life. Pretty much she had to start all over again, learning to hold a toothbrush even to brush her teeth, learning to comb her hair, learning to dress herself. Those were all things that she no longer could do.
And even things like writing, I didn't remember how to form my hand to make the letters and things. I wasn't able to write.
And because her balance was off, she had a fracture near the inner ear, so that caused her to feel like she was on a ship, on water. And if you watched her walk, you know, everything, all the walls moved because her balance was all off.
Making a cup of tea seems like a very common, very easy job, but if you try to sequence it, you as a person have to have a physical control to be able to move and pick up that cup, warm up the water, pour water, mix milk, sugar, whatever you need to. It seems very simple, but if you cannot think that what are you doing, what is the sequence, how to organize this sequence, how to execute this sequence, I think it's a very hard job.
I did have to deal with severe guilt after the accident, though, because I was the one driving. It wasn't even my young teenage daughter, where usually it's the teenager that has that, and I'd never had an accident before. This was the first one. I should have paid more attention. Amy and I were talking and visiting in the car. Did I have my eyes off the road? Was I not paying attention like I should? Could I have done something differently? I mean, you go through all the scenarios, but it was, you know, an accident that really could not be prevented.